If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Yo Gotti loses $500,000 on the blackjack table, and NBA YoungBoy buys his mom a house and then kicks her out of that house. Plus, a booking agency leaks the prices that it will cost you to bring your favorite rapper to your city for a concert. Let's talk hip hop.
Let's go, Gotti!
Blackjack on the table!
Jacob, Blackjack.
Over the weekend, Yo Gotti was at Jay-Z's Sean Carter charity gala, right? And this is the gala that Jay-Z sent like the Rolexes out to Meek Mill and to Swiss Beats, and that was the same gala that Alicia Keys was supposed to be performing at and all that stuff, right? So over the weekend they actually had it, right? And this gala was fire, man. There's a bunch of pictures with like Fat Joe, anybody basically who has anything to do with Roc Nation, or anybody who's under like Roc Nation management, or whoever pretty much depends on Jay-Z, or basically Jay-Z's employees were there, right? From rappers to people in the industry to models, just a bunch of people, right? And I know Fat Joe's not Jay-Z's employee, but Meek Mill is, right? So anyway, the whole situation is that Yo Gotti and Jay-Z were playing blackjack, right? And so this is the funny thing, right? Now, if I were to lose $500,000, which I don't even have, right? $500,000, that would be devastating. I mean, people like, if let's say like somebody, a Wall Street tycoon, has a savings of $500,000, $500,000, and loses it all, he might commit suicide, right? For Yo Gotti, it was just like, ah, man, like it was nothing. So basically, Jay-Z and Yo Gotti and a few other people were at the blackjack table, and Yo Gotti had $500,000, $500,000 in, right? Dealer flips over a card and Yo Gotti busts, right, and loses all that money, and somebody else actually at the table caught blackjack, right? And you just see Jay-Z reacting like, oh man, walks away from Yo Gotti like 10 feet away and is like, oh my God, I can't believe you just lost $500,000. This is crazy. But hey, everything's all good because that money's going to my charity. Whoa, this is crazy. Yo Gotti, you lost $500,000, damn. And you can see Yo Gotti's face was just looking like real, like crunchy, just real like, oh my God, I can't believe I lost that amount of money, right? It's crazy, but I think that Yo Gotti's gonna get that money back. And the reason why I say that is because here's the whole thing, right? When you're rich, right, and you are in the upper like 1% of society and you give away money to like charities and stuff like that, that's a tax write-off, and then the government will give you that money right back, right? So it's basically like you're fronting the money so that, you know, the government can basically pay this money to a charity, but you're giving the money to the charity first, and then the government would just pay you back the money, right, as a tax write-off. And I'm sure that Yo Gotti has great accountants, and if that money is going into Jay-Z's pocket, then Yo Gotti ain't getting the money back, right? But if the money is going towards Jay-Z's Sean Carter charity, then Yo Gotti could say, yo, I donated $500,000, $500,000 to Jay-Z's charity, and he will get that money back next year in 2020. So, you know, that's the silver lining on it. But anybody who loses $500, whether it's for a short amount of time or for a long ass amount of time or forever, is crazy. But there you go, yo. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Nobody, you ain't had no mama, you wasn't raised right, all this, man. I'm not gonna keep letting you fucking play with me like that. I'm not gonna fit and keep letting you play with it. Contrell got me a fucking house. He get you a house, and then you don't do what he fucking say, he get it took. I don't give a fuck. You can have your house, bitch. I'll go under the interstate. Bitch, I'll go sleep in a motherfucking park, bitch. You will not fucking hold your money over my motherfucking head. I don't give a fuck. And I'm not fucking finna play with you. Why you let your son talk crazy to you? I don't let nobody talk crazy to me. People talk how they want to motherfucking talk. It ain't finna get done. Just like when we was on live last time at his house. He gonna holler about something. When I don't let him get on my live. I always turn my motherfucking live when he on it. Because this my live, not his live. Well, why you on my house in your live anyway? Let me tell you something. I can be on live in this house. That's why I got a phone, because I know how my motherfucking mouth is. But if anybody...
All right, so when you're 20 years old, right, and you have a net worth of $4.5 million, and your mom is, I don't know, even if she's 20 years older than you, is only 40, right? This is what you run into, right? And if your mom doesn't really raise you really that right, look, there's a lot of people in the hood who have gone through a lot of crazy things with their parents, and they resent their parents for raising them the way that they did, when their parents were just kind of, I guess, doing the best they can to deal with what they have as far as money goes, and also what they have as far as knowledge goes, right? And a lot of times people have kids and they're just not, mentally equipped for it. Forget about financially equipped for it. And then you have people that are coming up like NBA YoungBoy, who had a tough childhood. Right now, NBA YoungBoy has always talked about how his childhood was hard and rough and tough, and how his mom wasn't really there to, I guess, protect him from the streets or whatever the case may be. But that's his take on it, and that's how he sees it from his point of view, right? Of course, his mom sees it from a different point of view, and she feels like she raised him well, right? Well enough to the fact that you're 20 years old and you're worth $4.5 million, so I couldn't have done that bad of a job. But maybe she's taking credit for something that he did solely on his own, and that she really have anything to do with. Long story short, though, that's her ranting and raving on Instagram Live, and that's another thing. When your mom's is, what I'm saying, like in their certain age bracket, that she could be on Instagram Live ranting and raving about you, that's also another bad thing, right? But here she is, talking about him, basically cursing him smooth out, right? About how, hey, he bought me a house and then he took the house away because I didn't do what he wanted me to do, and I'll sleep on a park bench or I'll sleep under a bridge before I let him control me with his money, and blah, blah, blah. I think that, I don't, and it's tough, but I don't think that he's wrong in this situation, but I also don't think that she's wrong, right? That's your mom. You should love her to death. I know I love my mom to death no matter what, but that's me and my mom, right? So a lot of people didn't have the relationship with their mom like I had with mine. I buy my mom a house, she's cool, everything's all good, I have no reason to take it away, and even if I did, which I would never, she wouldn't go on Instagram Live and then curse me out, right? It just won't happen, right? But that's me and my mom, right? So we don't know what happened with NBA YoungBoy and his mom. Maybe they have that kind of relationship, just like Blueface kicked his mom and his sister out of his crib. Maybe they have that kind of relationship where they're not as tight or as loving as you and your mom are, right? So the whole situation is kind of messed up. I don't think that they should be really expressing like all this family business and stuff like that in the public. And NBA YoungBoy hasn't responded to this or really talked about this specific thing about his mom in the public, even though he has said stuff about his mom in the public before, right? And this is why she feels like she's justified by running to Instagram and talk about her gripes with him in the public too, right? I think that she probably didn't raise him all that well. I think that she probably did try as hard as she can though, right? I think that he probably resents her for some stuff that happened when he was a child and growing up. I think that this is his way of maybe showing a temper tantrum towards her, because I can giveth and I can taketh away type thing, you know what I mean? And I think that both of them are wrong, and I don't think that NBA YoungBoy should take away from his mom, especially if he had the wherewithal to give it to her in the first place. But again, that is just me basing their relationship off of my relationship that I have with my mom, and you never know what could have happened with them, so you can't really judge. And I just really think that it's wrong for her to go on Instagram Live and talk about this, right? Because she talked about it, so that gives like me, I guess the excuse or the reason or the right to talk about it, because she talked about it in public, right? I don't really like talking about family stuff, but hey, that's what it is, right? Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. All right, so that was like a screenshot of this booking agency that just, I guess they decided to leak or, put out like a bunch of prices for like a bunch of artists that it would cost basically to get that person there for a show, right? So for example, I don't know, I'm just gonna throw an artist out there who's not even on here. Let's say if you want DMX to perform, you gotta pay him $50,000 to perform, and he comes through to your venue and performs, right? And I don't know if DMX costs $50,000 or not. I don't know how much DMX costs, but it's probably around $15,000, right? But here's the thing. So this list, I mean, I've gone over it and gone over it and gone over it, and I feel like, I mean, I know that this list is bull. Like the list is not accurate at all, right? Because just starting like from the beginning, and I'm not gonna read every single name on the list, but I know what certain rappers charge, and there are other people on this list besides rappers, but I know what certain rappers charge, and this is way too high, right? So rappers charge two different things, right? One, they charge for a booking fee, which is like if you want them to be at your concert or your show, whatever like that, and then rappers charge a certain amount of money for a feature, right? And usually the feature actually costs more than the booking fee, because let's say I have a song and I want DaBaby to be on my song. I think that I can make millions of dollars if I have a hit and if DaBaby is on it. So DaBaby charging me between $100,000 and $200,000 for a feature, right? Where he drops a verse on my song. But if I want DaBaby to just come out to my venue, I mean, it is what it is, right? And for that, it's like a little bit less, right? Usually it's probably like $50,000 to $75,000 for like a DaBaby, right? But anyway, so let's talk about this list here, right? A Boogie with the Hoodie charges probably about $100,000 for a verse, but on this is showing that he charges also between $100,000 and $125,000 for to show up to a show, right? And I know that's not true. Right? Because I looked into booking A Boogie with the Hoodie here in Brooklyn at the Black Lady Theater, and it was like $25,000 to $30,000, right? So a whole lot less than what this list is saying, right? So it seems to me that these amounts that are on the list are feature prices, not booking prices. But let's run through them, I guess. I mean, August Alsina, $45,000 to $75,000. Nobody's paying him that, right? August Alsina is lucky if he gets like $6,000 or $7,000 for a performance. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just like being for real, right? Like August Alsina, like he doesn't have a hot record. Why would you pay him $75,000 to perform, right? Big Sean, $150,000 to $200,000, right? Big Sean probably like $70,000 to perform, right? G-Eazy, about $100,000. That's true. G-Eazy probably is like $100,000 to perform, right? Gunna, $50,000. I could see Gunna charging $50,000, right? Jizza, $10,000. Okay, yeah, I could see Jizza charging $10,000. I could see Jizza charging like maybe $6,000, maybe $5,000 if it's in New York. Well, I'm in New York and Jizza is in New York too, so he'll probably come through to do the shit for $5,000. I'm sure of it, right? J. Cole, call for pricing because that's just out of here, right? Fine, cool. Ja Rule, $25,000? Nah, yo, I could book Ja Rule for $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Jada Kiss, right? $15,000. I could probably book Jada Kiss for like $9,000, right? So anyway, you get my point, right? And it goes on and on and on and on. Currency, DaBaby, De La Soul, Dej Loaf, right? I'm gonna post all this on my Instagram, so if you want to see the full list, you can follow me on Instagram, and you can check it out. But you know, this list right here is going viral, and I definitely think that these amounts from whatever booking agency is just super inflated, and it might not even be a booking agency. It might be like some record label out there that's like, yo, let's try to get a lot of money for our artists. You know, Christmas time is coming, concert season is coming, and we're just gonna put this out here so people expect and know what to expect when they're asking for a certain artist to come to their venue. But I'm telling you right now that these artists are not charging that amount of money for real, right? I'm telling you right now, like it's thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars less than what it's saying on this list. But hey, this is the list that's going viral. It's been on the Shade Room. It's been on Rap. It's been all over Instagram and all over the internet and all over social media, but the numbers really don't add up. But let me know what you think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.